Hi there, and welcome to Yearly Reviews, a show where I go through all the games that I played through the year of 2020 1 week at a time. So without further ado, let's see what we're reviewing this week.
When it comes to licensed games, more often than not, you're going to end up with something that won't be as great as the original property. Now, this of course isn't exactly breaking news, pretty much everybody knows this fact, but sometimes you'll get a rare instance of a licensed game actually being pretty damn good, and depending on what the property is, it can present a great opportunity for a game, such as Alien Isolation being a tense horror experience, aka the only good Alien game because it's the only one based off the original movie. One property I didn't expect a game out of was the Blair Witch project, albeit I've only seen the first one and have no plans to view the others, and yet the Bloober team, responsible for horror games which you think are alright at first and then really notice the flaws with time, brought us today's game, simply titled Blair Witch. In this game, we play as Ellis Lynch, a former police officer and war veteran along with his support dog, Bullet. Ellis is currently investigating the disappearance of 9-year-old boy Peter Shannon, and his search leads to Black Hills Forest in Burkittsville, Maryland. He enters the forest along with others in a search party for the missing boy, but soon becomes lost and stranded with only Bullet for company. As Ellis and Bullet try to find their way out of the woods, they uncover strange tapes which can bend the very fabric of time and help the two of them, and as they go deeper into the woods, they learn more about Peter's disappearance, the legend of the Blair Witch, and the invisible creatures stalking both Ellis and Bullet. First things first, let's get the obvious talking points out of the way. First up, Bullet. I think this is one of, if not the only game in the world where having a dog around you is vital to your survival, and that's actually a pretty cool concept and it works well with the story and character of Ellis. Plus, it's a dog. People love dogs, it's really a no-brainer. Blair Witch really works well with its atmosphere, as while you play the game you really do feel like you're lost and stranded in the woods, as they are not easy to navigate, for better or for worse. Also, hey, at the end of the game you get to visit the old house that was at the end of the Blair Witch project. That's a pretty neat tie-in. However, like every Bloober title we've reviewed on this show, and trust me, we've reviewed a lot of them, there are some significant flaws, and one of the most major flaws is its confusing design. Because of how dark the forest can get, I mean obviously because it's set at night, but because you have to use tapes to alter time, you can get lost pretty quickly and end up going in circles more times than you can count. Whenever you're trying to get from one point to the next, you're not scared, you're annoyed, because it's never exactly clear where you're meant to go. I'm also not the biggest fan of Ellis's backstory, as we're not given that much to go on until the end where spoilers! It's revealed he's an army vet and shot an innocent girl or something. And as you can tell by my delivery, I found this extremely interesting. But, I hear no one asking, does this live up to the film that it's based on? And the answer is not really. But that's not really a negative. You could have played Blair Witch and then watched the Blair Witch project immediately after, like I did, and aside from the actual Blair Witch, the setting, and the house at the end of both projects, they don't really have anything in common. In fact, I'm pretty sure most of this stuff isn't canon, if you really care about canon in the Blair Witch universe. But anyway, Blair Witch is kind of similar to the other Bloober games. Fine when you play them, but you really start to notice the flaws as you go through further and further. Albeit the inclusion of a dog and the atmosphere make it one of the better Bloober games I've played, but that isn't saying much. On its own, it's a fine game, but if you're expecting something as good as the film it's based on, keep looking, buddy. Hey folks, thanks for sticking to the end of this review. If you like what you saw here, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate you guys making comments on these videos. They make up my day and I read every single one of them. If you like what you saw here, feel free to look at the newest review and look at the latest review. And if you want to watch more, feel free to hit that bell so you know when a new review drops. See ya, and thanks for watching.